Okay, so everyone's doing it. We're going to show you how.
Whoa.
How to sell your guitar, casino guitar style, or buy it.
But first,
Yes.
lovely haircut, sir.
Thank
I
you,
love
John.
it.
Thank you, Jonathan.
It's
I'm glad you
wonderful.
noticed. That's so cute.
I did notice.
Yeah, so like what I do this about once a year. I kind of go crazy. And I have a friend of mine, he cuts my hair. And I do this regularly throughout the year just because we have fun with it. And we save it all and then we put it in the toilet. And then I get a Snickers bar and I microwave it. And I put it on top of it. And I don't flush it. And I leave it there for my wife to discover. I do this every time. And she screams every time because she thinks it's like a dead Wookiee baby or something. It's just, you don't know what it is. It's disgusting. But
It is this disturbing and hilarious.
you have to use a Snickers. Don't microwave it all the way, just slightly. That's the trick. And then I decided to do that whole no comb November thing.
That's
So I don't have a comb.
it's no shave November.
Oh, I'm not doing that either.
I mean, I don't do that either.
Okay.
I don't.
This is like 3 days. I gotta shave. I had to.
Way to be disciplined.
I had to like cut this off. Anyway, let's get to guitars. So you're all selling guitars, but there's some do's and don'ts. So we just want to go. We had a list. We prepped it out. We sell and ship guitars every day. A lot of our friends do it. It's fun. We actually love it.
It's fun.
It's like packing guitars.
It's cool.
Getting the right notes or something, putting T-shirts in there, all the fun stuff, and making sure it goes to the right country. We've almost messed that up before.
We've gotten really close. Yes.
I know. It's confusing. A lot of guitars sometimes sell one day, and you're like, whoa, make sure we send this to the right place. But anyway, here we go. Shipping's do's and don'ts. First step, listings. Okay, so when you price your guitar, you gotta be realistic about it, but the way to get the price is like, honestly, Reverb is a great tool. Don't look for what stuff is listed at. That's not what the thing is selling at. Look at what they've sold at. Look at the price guide for certain high velocity.
Completed actual, because we get people all the time and they're like, oh, there's 7 of these on Reverb and people are asking $2,500 for them, but then I have to tell them, oh no, they actually sold for $1,900.
And then if it does sell for $1,900, that is not what the shop or the seller can usually offer you. If it's an individual sale, like sale to sale, like person to person, you can go for that. But if you're selling to a shop, the shop has to again sell it.
They gotta
So
make money.
expect about 70% of that number. Maybe less, usually 60%.
60 to
is sort of
70,
in the ballpark. Sometimes if it's something the shop doesn't deal in much, it's gonna be less.
Right.
If it's not, so like try to like pigeon, if you're going to a shop, if the shop focuses on bluegrass pieces, don't bring Jackson heavy metal guitars. Or
Words of wisdom.
vice versa, but we see it all the time. It's just, yeah, but that's the way, like be realistic about like what you're asking, check the online catalogs and see what things are actually selling for. So when you list a guitar, you wanna, let's say, put strings on it.
Probably a good idea. Mostly a good idea.
Step 1.
Yeah.
Step 2 of that, clean the guitar.
Do
So-
clean the guitar.
So this is if you're taking it into a guitar shop, obviously,
Yes.
or if you're posting it online through Reverb, eBay, or your own like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace.
We get a surprising amount of guitars that come in with like grime, and dust. The like where it's under the strings where no one's touched it, and
Or no strings.
or no strings too. But yeah, clean your guitar.
And
Wipe
then
it off.
That,
Just rag.
that probably leads us to the most important, like just be realistic
Yeah,
about
it's
your
true.
listing. If you bought this guitar 4 or 5 years ago for $500, it's probably not worth $500.
Probably not.
And then if you're selling it to a shop, be realistic that they have to actually in turn sell that guitar.
Right.
And then be able to make a small profit. They can't give you what it is going for on Reverb.
Yes. Something to do. Just be aware of those things.
So that's part of like the whole listing process. But then the other part is if you are going online,
Just got to be honest with it, right? Even sometimes I find people are unintentionally dishonest. Like for me, when I was a much younger version of myself, before Reverb even existed, I was selling a guitar on eBay, and everything I always looked at, it was like, oh, it's like new or it's mint, and I listed my guitar like new or mint. But I lived in Charleston at the time, and my frets were sort of like green where they had oxidized, right? So not like new. I, being an idiot, didn't even think about that.
and that is just because you're an idiot.
Just because I was an idiot. I wasn't dishonest at all. And the guy like sort of ripped me a new one, but it was good because I learned an important thing.
And that sort of rubs the other way too. Like be realistic as a buyer.
Yes.
If you're buying a vintage piece, this is like called the quality of a customer in some ways. Like if they say it's in vintage condition, they cannot explain every crack and checking mark on the guitar. We've had people like, you didn't say there was a check underneath this F hole. It's like, but there's pictures that clearly show it, and we take really good pictures.
We do.
And that's another step in there.
Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Derek. Take great pictures. Don't just take on one with your cell phone. Like if you have a cell phone, they're great now, but don't take one like that's sort of out of focus or blurry, has a giant glare.
We can't see the whole guitar. You know what I mean? I see them all the time online where it's like half the guitar and the guitar is on like a couch from 1973, and it's just, it's odd, but good pictures.
And if there's some provenance with the guitar, make sure you have some actual record or proof of that. The provenance is important. And because we have people coming, this guitar is played by Buddy Guy's Sound Tech or something, and we need to know if that's realistic. Now, at the same point,
make sure if it's provenance that we care about.
Or
I don't want to sound
about.
horrible or mean, but if it's so and so's third cousin's,
exactly,
babysitter who knew Buddy Guy, yeah, probably.
That's not the best.
It's not the best.
So that kind of covers the listing aspect of it, and like the chords, like clean the guitar, have strings on it, be honest, take good pictures.
Done.
Good. Now enters the fun phase.
Ta-da.
Negotiation time. Because we all love to negotiate. Not really, but
time to play hardball.
But that tends to be the thing. As a shop, we try to price guitars at the price that they should sell at.
Yeah.
Often when we have people come in, they're a little bit unrealistic. So we already sort of covered that. But when the negotiations start, first step is be prompt.
Yes.
Respond as soon as you can. It will help you sell the guitar faster. It will help develop a rapport with the customer that you can actually have a little bit of fun with eventually, and you guys might become friends.
Right.
That leads us to be polite,
which is sort of part of being polite. Is answering people.
You'll be shocked though at how how sometimes people are so impolite. I mean, we've had we generally have great relationships, but sometimes somebody will be like, if you don't get back to them soon enough about some weird obscure request on like the banjo ring of this like vintage thing, or I didn't get this video on this guitar that's not that. This private video for you, like they'll send you the meanest messages in the world because that's just who they are and they're upset. So just don't be that person either.
No.
Just be polite and courteous because you're going to end up having relationships with these people in the future.
That's true.
Low offers.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, first off, it kind of goes back to our be realistic point in the first section. You got to be realistic here too. I mean, it's okay to offer below what someone is asking. But don't come in crazy, at 50% of what the guitar is worth. That's not cool.
And that leads me to the point of like if you're the seller, that's primarily what we're talking about. If you're selling a guitar, like if someone comes in at a crazy low offer, you don't have to respond to that.
Nah.
That is what we call a troll. That is just coming there to sort of like bottom feed you and just not be a polite person. You're not going to sell the guitar to.
Right.
And if you did, they'd probably find something wrong with it and ask for more money after you've sold it to them, which does happen sometimes.
Yes.
And that's a tricky subject. Just be careful with that. I think you should offer free shipping in the price.
I think that's a better way to sell your guitar. It's a quicker way to sell your guitar.
I think that it does. It's like have the guitar, like we see a lot. It's like it's like let's say it's $2,999 plus $125 shipping. Just price your guitar at $2,999
and free shipping. Because the other way it seems almost. Well, it's like when you see things in the store and then you have to add the tax to your brain. It'd be cooler just to see, this is $10. Not $8.75 and then it's $10 with tax. Just put it in the shipping.
And because like we are both, we work in a guitar store, but we are still consumers of all things guitars, and we.
Yes.
I know it's horrible. I almost bought a bunch yesterday. It was horrible. Like, I don't need these. I'll buy them anyway. Pick up the phone every once in a while too. If you have, this goes for multiple reasons. Like it'll help you close the sale sometimes if you need to, but more importantly, it's part of the due diligence as well.
Right.
You should do a little bit of that when you're in negotiations. Like if you're settling on price, make sure this is someone that's a real person.
Yep.
It's not a bot or a criminal.
We've had some experience with that. You can save yourself a lot of headaches just by calling them on the phone, talking to them. It helps you feel better, know that you're not getting scammed or
And this can go either under like the shipping or like negotiation part. But it is like check out who you're selling the guitar to.
Yep.
Get online. You can use Spokio is one of the websites we've used too. But check out our YouTube video on how we had someone steal a guitar from us through credit card fraud, and we figured out who it was, caught him, and we won that one. So it's a pretty cool story.
We'll put a link in the description for that.
Well, we won't. Derek does that.
Derek will do that.
We don't.
I say the collective we.
Okay.
Here at Casino.
That's sweet.
We at Casino.
That's so modern of you.
I know.
And reach out to your if you're trying to sell guitars or like trade or sometimes like reach out to some of your local shops and or something like Chicago Music Exchange is really good about it too. We have customers who sell their guitars to CME quite regularly because they have such a huge base that they can sell a guitar quickly.
Right.
And they offer fair prices. We think that we offer fair prices too. We love used gear.
Yes.
But CME has been really fair. We've noticed what they offer, and like I thumbs up on that. Now you've sold your guitar.
Guitar
Jonathan.
sold.
Congratulations.
Good
on
job.
selling
Way
your guitar.
to go.
You got to pack it up and ship it. So we see all sorts of funny, squirrely things. People they'll put like T-shirts, like all sorts of bubble wrap in funny ways. And then the worst of all things is the popcorn, the peanuts, whatever you call it.
The peanuts.
You don't need to use peanuts
Don't
anymore.
use the peanuts.
That's a thing of the past. The easiest way to ship a guitar is go to your local guitar store. Come, like if you're in Casino Range, we will give you boxes.
We will.
I think we had like 15
We
guitars
get lots of boxes.
arrive yesterday from one manufacturer.
With all the packaging
That's the thing.
from the people who they ship out thousands of guitars all the time.
Daily.
Yeah, so they probably know how to do
So
it.
that's like the pre-made packaging from the guitar companies are phenomenal. Taylor Guitars in particular has amazing packaging.
And it's all about, the top is secure, the bottom's secure, and then the case is sort of like floating in the box. It's not like it has to be packed in there. It just has to be where it doesn't move or shake.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. It doesn't have to have things all
Nope.
around the peripherals of it. The guitar is fine. It's secure in its case. Now,
Yes.
if it's a loose guitar,
A little different,
that is different, like the way Gretsch packages those,
but we have those boxes too.
phenomenal. They do like a nice like sort of styrofoam wrap on it. It has all the cardboard packaging that sits in the box.
Right.
To keep it safe. You don't have to stuff like fabric and shirts all around it. No. But do ask your local shop. They would love to help you because they would love for you to become a customer with them. All that newfound guitar money you just have, maybe you want to buy a new guitar.
That's right.
On the spot. Or just like, that's what guitar shops are for.
Yeah.
That's why there's a brick and mortar shop in your...
That's why local shops are cool, right?
That's why
hey,
they
I need a
exist.
box. Okay, cool. Here's a box.
I have 8,000 of them. Please take one. We do it.
Right.
And just come before recycling comes because we send a lot out, which is a waste, but we keep a lot too for all the guitars.
Yes.
Let's see. I would say when you're shipping the guitar, use a shipper that you trust and love. We love UPS. We know the UPS drivers. We know the UPS corporate guys a little bit. And that goes back to your shop too, is like talk to your shop about shipping it for you maybe.
We've done that for people, right? They just pay us.
And we don't charge any extra. We just do it because again, we would like for you to come to our shop. We will charge you, and our rate is lower than what you will pay. Don't go to the UPS store.
Don't ever go to the UPS store. It'll be like $1 bazillion. Don't do it.
Don't buy boxes from them. We have free stuff that is going to get thrown away. Please come get it. It makes us sad to they say they recycle it, but I don't believe they recycle it all. I would.
It's conspiracy.
Yeah, and the more we ship, we have better rates. Like all these shops have great rates where you're going to pay a lot more if you go to the store. And go to the UPS depot if you're going to drop it off a lot of times. It gets out quicker that day. And print out the label yourself if you don't want to go to a store or if you live somewhere else. Print the label out. It's less expensive.
Yes.
Get insurance. Just do that, especially if the guitar is over, even $500. I mean, it's just a little bit.
Yeah. It just protects you. It protects whoever's buying it.
And that goes to get signature required too.
Right. Exactly.
That protects you as the seller, just to make sure this guitar is not left on a porch and then it disappears.
And then it's gone.
Or it protects you if there's a scammer involved in this transaction. It gives you a little bit of security. That's what saved us before, multiple times.
To say, hey, this guitar was signed for at this address.
At this
we got to
time.
figure this out. Yes, exactly.
And we'll find
Here's
cameras.
the picture of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we found cameras in the neighborhood in that one. It was fantastic.
Because we're basically detectives.
And again, it's like, and contact the buyer after you've prepped your shipping and you have let them get the tracking number. Get it to them as promptly as possible. Again, sometimes even with us, it slips through the cracks and we forget to send you the shipping information. We hardly ever do that, but it has happened. It happened recently, and that's why it's on my mind right now.
No, yeah.
And remedy that if it does. Like we'll remedy it quickly.
Absolutely, get it to them right away.
So I mean, the root of it, it's just like be realistic, put strings on your guitar, price it right, clean it, pack it safely, not with all that crazy stuff. And use a great shipper and get it shipped out as soon as the transaction's done. That's kind of it.
Go buy a new guitar.
Buy a new guitar, Casino Guitars. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Easy.
Should they click anything else right now?
Like and subscribe. Don't forget the bell. The bell is important. Don't miss things.
What does the bell do again?
It makes sure you don't miss things.
Like what?
Because sometimes if you subscribe, you still don't get it in your feed. But if you click the bell and you hit all, then you get all the notifications for all of our wonderful new videos about things like this.
It's like you're talking French to me right now. It's so confusing.
You getting a little hot, a little turned on?
A little long. No, I'm getting confused.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
understand what you're talking about.
Sorry.
Get long in the tooth here. Okay, thanks guys. Casino Guitars, signing out.